my thing. Reinvent and show the world, yeah. Choose to be more, choose to be better, choose to evolve, choose to evolve, choose to be more, choose to be better, choose to evolve, choose to evolve. Every time the world spins round, reinvent 360. Thinking you gon' miss a good thing, yeah. Show the whole world. Reinvent, nobody should know sound. Be strong, be a good fight. 1, 2, 3, ready to try. Why don't you watch me do my thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good afternoon, AcadArena and the Philippines. We now return to another set of action ngayong hapon, and this is the ROG UAC Season 2 featuring League of Legends Wild Rift. I'm OSX, and with me is the legendary Rebenga to join us for our games this afternoon. Good afternoon, Rebenga. Kamusta?
How are you? How's everyone? And game na pala agad with
Yes.
UST versus MGS Gaia.
Oh, yes. And dito po ngayong hapon, we're going to witness some matches coming in from UST and well as MGS. So for the overall standing score, so UST had the bad start in the first week, pero ngayon they're trying to regain some points in and trying to secure some slots. And this time around, we have MGS guy to put some points in to secure some edge during the playoffs. So, kamusta naman ang pick-offs ngayon, Rebango, on making this work, on having their points in with their first bans?
Yes, so Teletigers medyo nakakabuelo na, nagkaka-points na sila. Pero
Oo.
MGS Gaia, wag natin i-count out tong team na to. Kasi based sa recent games sila, kahit 1 point lang sila, kahit medyo mababa yung points nila, yung mga games sila is very, very close. Parang natatalo lang sila ng isang clash yung mga isang crucial clash
Mhm.
na di lang nila naka-clutch kumbaga. Pero yung mga games nila is very, very intense kahit, so don't discredit MGS Gaia porket 1 point na, sure lose na.
Oh, no, no. Mm.
Pumapalag naman din tong team na to. And going with the bans, going with UST, going for the Ziggs Gragas. Meanwhile, dito naman sa MGS Gaia, going for the AcadArena. Very standard bans. Lahat ng OP picks tinanggal. And here we're seeing the next batch of OP picks. So with Teletigers picking up the Galio first pick, and then Gaia answering back with Gar and Camille here.
Yes, nasabi mo, Rebenga, na merong mga problems din in making the first waves during the week 1. Alam mo, nakita natin Teletigers also they chosen to rise up then for the challenge, no? And as you've mentioned, pwedeng makalaban ang side ng MGS Guy. It's not impossible talaga. And looking at this point, priority nila si Garen, as well as the great silence, and as well as to get that delay din, no? And as well as Camille, prioritized by Dane Cute. Mostly on the side of MGS Guy, they're probably going for the early aggression as well as control din. But for the side of Teletigers, more on CCs for their lineup.
Yes, so kung titignan mo yung lineup ng Teletigers dito, they have a wombo combo coming with this Galio, Wukong, Kennen. So once na makapasok tong Kennen or yung Wukong, may follow-up agad galing ng Heroes entrance itong Galio. And then there's opting for our Lulu with more protection para sa front lines as well as a Fiora para sa split push. So tignan mo yung com ng Teletigers, they're lacking someone, they're lacking a role here. So they're going with an ADC Kennen if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, this will be an ADC Kennen. Alam mo kasi ang maganda sa Kennen is she makaka-engage siya ng maayos, the rush, and as well as the control of the slicing maelstrom. Talagang pwede kayong makulong sa isang circumferential trap as once ma-activate na maayos yung lightning, because they would need Kennen to take the shots as the first line, pero I think Lulu will be there to support with the wild growth. Probably the entrance of Gali would be the possible combination for Wukong, pero feeling ko Kaiser would be the best bet of having their bursted possible champion to get in through the game.
Yes, and titignan naman natin yung comp ng MGS Gaia dito. They have a very single target oriented composition with that Kaisa, Ari, Garen, and Camille. So they have beefy frontline with that Garen and Alistar, and they have very strong single target. So once na may Hextech ultimatum tong Camille, and then once na siguro half HP, 1/4, pwede agad i-burst ng Ari or yung Garen with with their ultimates. And then they have this Kaisa for the cleanup duty.
Oh, yun. Tamang-tama yun, Rebenga, no? So, mostly si Kaisa. Mostly favorite champion pick sa lahat ng games natin sa group stages. Ang advantage talaga kung meron kang killer instinct and as well as yung rush. Kung gusto magkaroon ng advantage from the backlines or meron kang magkakaroon ng additional wave to clear, and as well as makakuha ka ng additional stacked up damage sa kanyang passive, which is the second skin. So ang pwede mangyari dito is they can also counter the possible scaled progress of Teletigers kung they would focus on the objectives.
Yes, and here we have, start na po yung game, guys. So we have UST Teletigers versus MGS Gaia game 1 of our AcadArena Collegiate League. So we have very interesting. First time ko makita personally itong ADC Kennen, and let's see kung anong magagawa niya. And if Tiger, yung comp ng Tiger, I think medyo ma-outscale pagdating sa late game. Mawawalan sila ng bawas especially pag nasa harap tong Garen. And tingnan natin, kailangan, I think, para sa akin, I think kailangan snowball tong Teletigers once sa mga Dragon Fight, especially napakalakas ng Dragon Fight na Vera here. Grabe.
Sa baba na kaagad, sinimula na on low HP. Nakakaramdam na rin si Vox from the damages on the early game setup ni Shotty. Medyo on this early game, may advantage talaga si Kennen in terms of spam and poke. So medyo nahihirapan to get in. Pero the combo, the perfect combo, the classic combo of Vox, and going in for the composition din ni Knight, as well as being the Alistar. Maganda to eh. So the classic combo as well as the knock-up. Pero they would really need to control some possibilities din the scaled damage as well as yung pag-build ng items sila, because this can be crucial. May advantage nga ngayon yung UST Teletigers, pero kung papabayaan nila maka-outprint sa mid-game, we will see MGS Gaia to take another opportunity then to make their champions flow.
Yes, so MGS Gaia with the Camille
Ayun na.
trying to secure that bottom spot. So ayaw nila ibigay ito. Meanwhile, dito naman sa UST Teletigers, sinecure nila din yung top side. So Teletigers opting for a top side priority and then yung Camille, let's see kung saan siya mag-rotate. Kung pupunta siya sa top side and try to support the Garen kasi pwede siya i-dive dito.
Oh, tamang-tama yun, Rebecca. Nakita mo naman si Night Spark. Nakakaabang na rin ang ating Mukau Alistar to get in with the horns. Pero si Lazuli kailangan din bantiyan for the entrance. Oh, the perfect hero entrance talaga na pwede nang gawin kung makakailanganin ng tulong. But Shotty here, medyo nakukulangan lang siya, no? Pero as of this time, medyo sinusuan sa up top. Si Zenith is taking some 3-man engage as early as now. Not going for the auto, pero kinula sa damage. Pero that was a foolish. Pero hindi pala tapos. Dane Q takes in. And another first blood goes in for Kaiser. So one MGS Gaia taking that first blood.
Grabe naman yung kunat ng Garen yun. Grabe yung buy time na they tried to gank the Garen. Kahit kalahati na yung buhay, hindi pa rin nila mapatay. Garen using that barrier and flash to try to buy time and for itong si Shifters tsaka si Dana Cutie para makapag-respo with that punishing the dive dito. MGS Gaia getting that first blood.
Yun, kunat as it is, no? Actually, si Garen, mostly pina-priority nila yung Sunfire para maka-deflect din ng mostly bursted damages coming in possibly from Vox in the longer run kung mag-prioritize siya ng Blade of the Ruined King. Mostly ang magiging purpose ni Gaia is mostly to hold in the first line of defense, and yung silence talaga and yung kunat would be very essential para makuha ng proper set din.
Yes, and we're in the 3-minute mark. So teams will be doing their recalls, getting their first item, and then in preparation for that first dragon. So tignan natin kung anong gagawin ng MGS Gaia dito kasi UST Teletigers, they have a very strong team fight comp. So either ite-trade nila to or i-contest nila dito sa dragon. So let's see the setup for both teams.
Kakailangan ni Zenith ng more power to burst down. Si Kaiser would need extra bursted power to take down Zenith. Sa kunat nito, Grand Challenge would be happen to expose the weakness, pero ang problema lang dito is kung kaya papakunatin ni Garen ang kanyang items, this would be a big problem kung magkakaroon ng possible wipe in the early on. Pero now, kuha muna ng Rift Scuttlers. The Scuttlers might be the best way to get in some vision, as well as yung mga wards being planted down in the side of Teletigers. Gaining control of the river, mostly the best possible way talaga to. So right now, they're trying to play on this Ocean Drake as now to take this objective para makakuha na rin ng edge side ng Gaia.
Yes, so both teams medyo hesitant. Ayaw nila i-start yung Dragon kasi kung sino mag-start ng Dragon, most likely magiging out of position at baka ma-wombo combo. So MGS Gaia tried to start a Dragon, kaso nga lang they had to back off kasi because the potential engage ng UST Teletigers dito. So both teams are now congregating and going to one another.
Okay, Chaos, pumasok na, ready na for the smite. Ito na yung challenge na hinihintay natin. Pinasok na po ni Lazuli, pero with the slicing maelstrom, activating the lightning in one big contest for that Drake. Pero hindi na po iniiwasan na isang member na lang kailangan nilang kunin in the side of Teletigers. But the fall takes in for the 3-1, and that's the take of the Drake.
Ayan na nga, sinasabi ko guys, yung wombo combo nitong UST Teletigers, if we look at the replay, tignan natin yung engage nito, si Tiger Chaos getting a 2-man knock-up followed by that slicing maelstrom as well as the Galioton. Wala talagang takas dito ang MGS Gaia. Oh, they're all caught, and I think that's very good para sa UST Teletigers.
Medyo nintay lang ng Teletigers na mag-start ng frame of power dun sa Drake, no? So mostly there are a lot of weak points in these set of champions, pero kung actually they were, as mentioned nga, Rebenga, no? medyo hesitant pa rin sila mag-engage to take that. Pero if they took the open window kanina, that would be the perfect chance, pero delaying it would cause so much problem talaga, especially ngayon na they're trying to have this full global response ng mga champions, si Lazuli, and as well as yung follow-up ni Chaos. Mostly steal sa mangyayari sa Drake at saka sa Rift Herald na mangyayari soon.
Yeah, so MGS Gaia, I think dapat hindi nila in-start today. They should have tried to take key targets out of UST Teletigers before flashing na the Dragon, because yung comp ng MGS Gaia, they're very strong sa single target, so they need to use that Camille para makapitas dito bago mag-objectives. Ang nangyayari kasi kapag normal 5v5 clash dito, napakalaking advantage ng UST Teletigers, pero Rift Herald is now up. Let's see kung anong setup ng gagawin dito ng Teletigers. MGS Gaia getting that reset. Teletigers, ayaw nila i-start yung Herald unless may gusto nilang gawin.
Oo, at ngayon babantayan natin si Night Spark, baka pwede rin mag-engage, trying to disable some wards in, pero sinimula na ng Teletigers to have the first damages dito sa ating Rift Herald. Nakabantay si Dane Cute, pero si Shotty mag-ingat-ingat dahil pwede makuryente at pwede mag-connect dito sa isang perfect set ngayon, trying to spam it in. Last hits remaining, it's gonna be a challenge na rin kung sino makakuha ng proper smite. Ito na, si Lazuli, pinasok na pero hindi pa na-control. Airborne comes in, Cyclone hindi na nakapasok pero nasa likod si Azuli trying to control and delay the slicing maelstrom. Dito nakikita natin a follow-up kill by taking the Rift Herald. Pinaulanan ng Icathan Rain for the escape pero nagkulang sa oras, but that was a perfect execution of the steal at Teletigers of taking that Rift Herald, Rebenga.
Unfortunate na hindi nila nakuha ni Dana Cutie yung Rift Herald, pero if you look at the clash, hiwalay-hiwalay. Kaya itong MGS Gaia, they like this type of fight na magkahiwalay yung mga carries, yung front and back, hindi magkasama. So they had a chance to try to take out key targets. So kahit lugi sila sa gold, nakapalag sila sa wombo combo, hindi nila na-execute itong Teletigers yung wombo combo nila maayos. Kasi nakahiwalay yung mga targets. Yung Camille, pumasok sa backline. Yung Ari, na zinozone lang yung frontline. So if nahiwalay itong compositions ng Teletigers, malaki ang chance na makabawi itong MGS Gaia.
Oo, and they can they can totally stand up a fight against Teletigers. Ang kasi, MGS Gaia will have the chance, and also kung meron, if they given the time, makaka-farm sila ng maayos, makaka-sweep sila ng maayos ng mga minions, and the full control of the defense ng towers. Nasa pa rin on both sides. Nobody exchanged and traded pa rin on the first tier, maybe, pero ngayon on the bottom lane, Night Spark initiating, knockback up, isang taong susunod, si Shotty ready na pumasok, pero the Shuriken misses the shot. Night Spark, konting abang muna dahil ang responses ng mga teams ngayon, Rebenga, on point, dahil alam nila they can totally counter Teletigers well.
Yes, ang kailangan lang gawin ng MGS Gaia, tamang tiis lang kapag hindi gumana yung wombo combo nitong Teletigers. Pag umabot sa mga mas matagal na fights, itong Kaisa pwede mag-pop off, especially Vox, very very good Kaisa player here. So kapag na-micro niya tong mga members ng Tigers, so they just need to protect this Kaisa. Basta mabuhay yung Kaisa, maprotektahan nila to, it will be a very good clash sa MGS Gaia. But we have Dragon respawning dito in 15 seconds and Teletigers recalling to get their items, and I think MGS Gaia will start the Dragon here.
Oo, si Vox, one of the best ADCs din sa ating games dito sa UAC ROG UAC, and mostly they're trying to show up mostly yung kanilang comfort champions that mostly naging beneficial din in taking their scores up during the group stages. Dahil ngayon, being in the same state din, microplay can happen, pero when Vox is stunned, connecting the auto, hindi nakaabot, konting damage na lang sana, pero hindi pa rin. Teletigers was taking the opportunity, pero hindi pa. Makunat, pero hindi pa tapos ang lawan dahil si Gaia pumasok din sa likod.
With the redemption! Oh my God! Namatay sa redemption si Vox dito.
Nakaabang doon, Rebenga, and they were totally on point talaga. Na kahit makatakas ka, may redemption kami nakaabang sa'yo.
Yes, I think di napansin ni Vox yung redemption na pumapasok or pinusuan niya yung TP, kaso nga lang di umabot. So that will be Teletigers securing that Cloud Dragon for their team, as well as Rift Herald getting that first tower sa bot lane.
Yun, medyo ang counterplays nangyayari na at nagpapakita na ngayon sa side ng Teletigers as well as kay MGS Gaia, They can totally withstand the damage, pero kung isolated, mostly engages, they would need to have this proper reinforcement na magagaling sa side ng MGS Gaia. Zenith and as well as Shifters would be so effective in taking control of the first line of defense, pero now taking the first tier tower down with the perfect response there. Nakuha na ng the first line of defense of MGS Gaia is down, taken by Teletigers. Now to try, possibly they would need to control these waves para makaabot sa pagkuha ng Baron. Might be anytime soon, pero they're trying to secure some objectives na rin, Rebenga.
Yes, and here we have MGS Gaia trying to get that bot tower. Kaso nga lang nandito si Shotty with that defense, and ayaw nila i-commit na patayin yung Kennen kasi di nila alam kung nasan yung members ng Teletigers. So that will be 2 towers down dito para sa MGS Gaia, and meanwhile naman sa Teletigers, isang tower sa mid pa lang ang nawawala. So I think ang gagawin ng Teletigers dito, they'll try to get that mid tower. Napakalasakit naman ng passive ng Gaia pagkakampas, and that will be a tower down dito para sa MGS Gaia.
Kahit talaga mag-sweep ni Lazuli, kahit talaga niya harapin ng wave, and especially kahit saan ka man sa mga kaya ko respond or kaya ko mag-respond para sa'yo. So mostly, he would have makakapag-split po siya mamaya-maya. So as they're waiting to take this, maybe possibly the Baron, ang pinaka-importanting Infernal Drake, Rebenga, no? So they need to have extra damage and as well as para maka-take down din ang minion waves and as well as defenses. Pero ngayon, MGS trying to take on the secure sleeper. Nanakawan pa rin sila ni Shotty by taking some jungle monsters out of the way. Mostly trying to control and regain some or planting some wards along the way para they will have full potential if ever the response is needed. Makakapunta sila Zully.
Yes, so if you check the gold lead, guys, Teletigers 8k gold lead, mostly coming from the top lane with the Garen 6.7k lang. Meanwhile, yung Fiora 9k. So napakaganda ng pagka-split push niya. Kaiser doing his job as a split pusher, and I think we have here Alistar and Galio nagtigit-tigan pero walang nangyari.
Wala muna nangyari dahil medyo nakaramdam muna si Nightspark na, hindi muna to, wag muna tayo. Pero simulan nila Zully, putting the knockback up, sinimula na ba? Gagamitin na ba yung opportunity pero hindi pa pinaulanan muna for safety. Wag mong pakialaman si Nightspark dahil si Vox nakaabang sa'yo. Microplay and as well as Danicute being 2 versus 1 engage. With the shot of chaos, wag ka na umalis. No need to hook out because the kill is gonna be on the side of 6-2 with Teletigers.
Yes, MGS Gaia trying to get that split push with Danicute getting the first tower. Kaso nga lang nandun yung members ng Teletigers para i-counter yung split push. And with the jungler down, Teletigers starting the Baron as soon as possible. Let's see kung anong gagawin ng MGS Gaia. Kaso nga lang, I think they're able to secure this. Meanwhile, dito si Azuli with a taunt. Ari trying to get out. Tamang disengage lang by MGS Gaia, pero dito naman sa bot side nahuli si Alistar. Kaso nga lang may ultimate siya kaya mas tatagal siya ng konti. Flashing out si Nightspark dito. And MGS Gaia are able to disengage. Kaso nga lang, they lost the Baron.
Yun, magandang disengage niyo, no? Possibly that was the best decision talaga, Rebecca, because buffed up yung yung Teletigers. Possibly the Baron chase would be the best bet to take the kills. Pero for the disengage, hindi mo nila binigay ang scores for the side of Teletigers. Which is a good thing talaga to maybe this might be the chance para makuha na yung Infernal Drake. So habang naghihintay sila to get their secured wave clear dito, they would probably need to secure some defense ng towers para if ever there would be a fight against the Smite or who's gonna get the first tap on the Smite for this Infernal, which is very important. MGS Gaia would have an edge talaga sa clash na mangyayari anytime.
Yes, so Infernal Dragon is spawning. Kaso nga lang feel ko kailangan ibigay ito ng MGS Gaia, lalo na naka-Baron buff nga itong Teletigers. And their comp as well is not suited for team fight. So I think MGS Gaia, they need to try to take out Baron buffs dito sa side lane. Para sa akin, they need to try to kill this, trade the dragon para mapatay yung Fiora. And I think hindi nila ginagawa yun. They're just giving the dragon away for free. Meanwhile, they just want to farm and try to scale for the late game.
No, walang lumapit sa Infernal. Pwede pa sana yun makuha, pero no, it was a good of a decision na rin. Siyempre, the hand of Baron, nasa side pa rin ng Teletigers, kinuha ng Infernal, making it 3 Drakes na already, and probably they would go for this tier 2 turret. Pero ngayon, the items being built right now in these 2 campuses. For Galio, ROA, classic, AP, and as well as scaled thickness by the minute, and as well as Rabadon's mostly going in full AP to, Rebenga, no? So as we expected, si Garen inunahan na ng Sunfire and mostly the deflect of the burst of damage. Pero ngayon, Wukong had the advantage to take the GA first because they will need that engage. Pero ngayon, they're trying to break the base na rin as early as now. Pero Dane is trying to hold it in, pero kakailangan nilang extra power to take them on a possible miracle play.
Yes, so the inhibitor tower down dito sa MGS Gaia. Meanwhile, top and bot a bit low, pero Teletigers, nakuha na natin yung mid. So let's go reset, get our items, and then let's try to have a bait. Next objective, wala pa naman. So let's see kung anong gagawin ng mga teams na to. So MGS Gaia, they're trying to buy time para magka-item tong si Vox. Kaso nga lang, let's see if it'll be enough. Kasi if we look at the gold, medyo close. 1K lang. 1K lang yung lamang ng mga carries dito ng Teletigers kumpara sa Kai'Sa. So they're trying to funnel all of the money dito para kay Vox para mapag-carry. So when US Teletigers try to split push, they need to get the split pushers off and try to get a lead. Pero another clash dito.
Shawnee trying to pick on Zenith on Half-Life pero hindi muna nag-engage. Trying to clear up some waves pero binabantayan ni Shotty ang mga pwedeng ma-isolate ng mga members ng MGS Gaia. And as they try to wait and see, Galio getting some attention sa baba as he tries to escape a 3-4-man engage. Iniisip mo nila the best possible way to hold this in because if a good counter goes in, Zenith with the low on health like engagement trying to overextend but the give of the last inhib tower, kailangan na ibigay yun. For safety, they would need this take, Rebenga, para makuha pa rin ng another chance. Pero ngayon si Dane Cutie trying to get into the dash with Lazuli, trying to break in the last inhib turrets this time. And ngayon, nakita na the base is open, sinimula na ng slicing, Maelstrom with the activation of the lightning, lahat hindi na makagalaw, Frozen Stun with the entrance pair ng Heroes entrance, totally everybody can't move na rin. And ngayon nakita nyo na ang damage coming in from the ultimates of these squads. Shotty going from the back, going in for the proper entrance of that stasis pero hindi na nakaabot. MGS naghihintay sa tamang opportunity to take them inside their base.
Yes, pumupuso pa ang MGS Gaia. If you noticed, free hit tong si Vox, nakatago lang sa likod ng Nexus, so hindi mapasukan tong Teletigers. So even if napapatay nila yung frontline, as long as mabuhay tong si MGS Vox, wala silang, kayang-kayang pa nila manalo sa mga team fights. And I think MGS Gaia will be going for that Baron since tatlong members are, UST Teletigers are currently down. Kaso nga lang, buhay si Chaos dito. So let's see kung masistil ba niya or kung mapapatay niya ba itong mga team members. Pero here we go, Chaos is going in, trying to get those kills. Wala pa siyang ulti. So yung with the help of the Baron, nagiging low na yung mga members ng MGS Gaia. And with that Lulu ultimate, Camille will be going down. And grabe naman si dito, Chaos with the support of the Lulu here. Pero Vox is still alive. Wukong goes down. Vox is trying to get those kills and gets a double kill. Pero na-deny ng Teletigers yung Baron dito ng MGS Gaia.
Oy, kitang-kita yung Rebenga, no? Medyo confident doon si Chaos because alam niya, Poro is there para maka-activate ng Wild Growth. So, ang naging counter lang doon, nagkaroon ng trade-offs. That was the way of Vox trying to secure and get him some golds in para maka-funnel the last of the items. Where kita-kita man, may IE na siya, meron na siyang Mortal Reminder as well as meron na siyang Blade of the Ruined King and Runans para makaabot sa faster set of auto-attacks para maka-complement din during the backlines fight.
Yes, that's sayang opportunity ng MGS Gaia. At yan yung pinamagandang opportunity na makapagkuha sila ng Baron. Pero we have the Elder is now up dito. And if we look at the items, tingnan mo, MGS Vox is actually the richest person dito sa game na to with 16k. As compared dito sa mga players dito ng UST Teletigers, evenly distributed yung gold nila dito. 40k yung mga carries. And let's see kung anong gagawin ng MGS Gaia. They need to deny this Elder Dragon.
Yes, the best and the game changer. Ito na nga ba ang Elder? Kunin nyo na ako dahil ngayon Teletigers is probably starting the fight. And hindi muna ang Gaia would be busy right now on having the defenses in because pwede magkaroon ng backdoor attacks coming in from Fiore and as well as the entrance of Lazuli. Pero hindi na makaabot for the contest here. Lazuli going in for the hold. Pero ngayon, the part it has been initiated. Night Spark with the engage. Vox on the backlines, but the Heroes Entrance going for the support. Vox on Frozen. Stasis for the safety and secure. Hindi mo na nakaabot. Ultimate to mismo sa gitna. Their own slow. Ngayon si Zenith. Kaya ba makaabot ng silence? Pero hindi po. Hindi na po kinakaya ng damage na nanggagaling yan kay Teletigers because they are taking the ace and as well as the destruction of the base. Teletigers takes game 1.
Yes, so nakuha nila yung 4th Dragon. So with that 4 Elder Baron, kahit sino dun sa team ng Teletigers, napakasakit. If you saw yung burst ng Galio, isang Q lang yata niya, napatay na niya tatong si Shifter. So it just goes to show kung gaano ka-game impact, gaano kalaki yung game impact nitong Elder Dragon buff.
Yun eh. And actually madami na silang secure na Drake pero ang Vox, don't get me wrong with Vox, siya yung nakakuha ng mataas na gold lead doon. And kahit they were having fallback again during the clashes, the control, some team wipes, and as well as pagkuha ng mga objectives, Vox was on point of making the funnel and being the core member of, being the ADC ng side ng Gaia. So ang pagiging problema lang doon is the global response as well as yung CC champions na composition sa side ng Teletigers. They were on point in securing those objectives and as well as counterplays, malapit eh. Pero ang naging lamang lang doon is they had the control of the map na hindi muna na maayos nakapasok yung Gaia in maintaining their possible smite challenge sa mga objectives.
Yeah, so Teletigers getting that 1 point para sa team nila and I think isa sa mga crucial team fights na nangyari which helped Teletigers snowball their lead was that first Dragon where they got a very clean 4-4 non-exchange for that Dragon, getting their carries ahead kaagad and then translating that lead into the Rift Herald where kahit hindi sila nanalo in a clean matter, they secured that Rift Herald and got those rotations of getting the split pushers of playing it by the book tong the Teletigers. So nag-pay off yung Kennen pick nila. Not bad.
Not bad. And ang naging advantage lang din nila doon, no? The control, pero ang sakit talaga ni Vox Rebenge. Kita-kita mo naman. Kaya niya i-carry mismo yung lane. Ang naging problem doon, merong opportunity, nagkulang lang sa follow-up, pero that was just the first game. They would have another chance for game 2 dahil we need to get they need to get some points in para makaabot sa playoffs. Ito na yung oras na kailangan nila ipakita. This is the time to shine, you know. And para ipakita tong lahat, they would need to change sa composition on the banning stage that we will see in the next few seconds dito sa ating game 2.
Yeah, so MGS Gaia, despite na lugi sila, they're showing signs of life naman. So may mga team fights sa kaya nila panalunan. Kaso nga lang, the snowball was just too big. The gold lead was just too big. So I think if they are able to fix their early game, kahit gawin na lang mas close yung early game lead para hindi agad maka-snowball yung Teletigers, kaya nila pumalag dito. So just a bit of adjustments lang kailangan ng MGS Gaia and to play a bit safer and to play the team fights a bit better. So let's see kung anong kailangan ng anong composition ang gagawin ng MGS Gaia. Kasi they tried a very single target composition. Kaso nga lang, hindi nila na-utilize yun. So we didn't see any side lane pushes dito sa MGS Gaia. They did not punish the side laners of UST Teletigers. Ang nangyari is clash lang ng clash. So gumamit sila ng single target comp sa clash, which yung Teletigers naka-team fight comp sila. So doon talaga lalaman yung Teletigers. So I think they need to adjust their comp a bit. So I think MGS Gaia is more of a team. I think they want to get a better team fight and then get the Vox on that carries for that snowball and para ma-carry niya yung game.
Yun. This will boil down kung sino ang uunahin nilang prio pick, no? So, they might probably consider Kaisa first on who's the first pick na rin. And they can go for the classic Braum, Nakap. Alam mo, kung Braum on early game, maganda eh. You have the concussive blows, extra stun. So, once you have this lane with your support, with your ADC, you can either go for Kaisa or you can either go for Tristana kung gusto mo meron kang proper jump escape with a buster shot then, or you can just probably plant some spikes along the way. Pero mostly yung composition ng mga squads natin are totally being in the picks of counter plays and as well as kailangan nilang makuha ng prio pick na maganda on the next set of games.
Yes, hindi pa naman tapos ang lahat. MGS Gaia can still end the series with a 1-1 score. So Teletigers, kahit 7 points sila, wag sila makampante kasi MGS Gaia can just maybe snowball the game if they get a bit of a early game comp. Sabi mo nga, Braum, I think para sa akin one of the best early game support dito sa game sa Wild Rift. So if they're able to get a decent early game, and I think we're having si Eliazar ba yung naglaro ng first game? Hindi ko napansin. Pero here we are with the drafting phase. Game 2 between MGS Gaia and Teletigers.
Yes, guys. And alam mo, maganda sa mga laban ngayon ni Rebenga, no? We cannot still tell. Dahil yung mga first set of matches natin that we've casted earlier today, nagkaroon ng 1-1. So, probably they're trying to learn from the mistakes na ginawa nila, they probably committed during the banning and as well as the prior hero picks. And ang nagiging way nila of having the advance on the second game is they can initiate a counterplay, they can initiate a different meta move, pwede sila makakuha ng iba't ibang way of trying to neutralize the possible kryptonite ng the team who has the advantage on maybe the first score. So ang ginagawa nila is probably securing or maybe trying to learn the possible weakness ng Teletigers, because as we can see this time sa banning stage natin, tinanggal si Camille. Possibly they don't want that extra added response and capability. The slow, ang Hextech Ultimatum, it has a bit of a slow once you get out. So wala kang choice to be trapped inside and buy some time. Pero Ziggs, magandang ban din yan for the first prio kasi syempre madaming counterplays na nangyari and even sidesteps for the satchel charge. Madami talaga nakakaano dyan eh. Nakakaalis. So probably they don't want that annoying champ na rin to be in the second game.
Ziggs very stable and safe pick dito. So they don't want to handle it. Medyo nakaka-stress kasi pag may kalaban na Ziggs, ang lakas ka ng wave clear niya. So hindi mo ba siya basta-basta mapupush yung lane. So especially kapag nagkaroon ng items ng Ziggs, napakalakas ng kanyang burst. So they don't want the hassle to fight these Ziggs kumbaga. So I think MGS Gaia opting for the Camille and Diana ban. So interesting na binan nila Diana on the blue side. So it just goes to show na parang hindi sila ganun ka-confident sa early pick ng Diana and they want to deny this Diana sa Teletigers. So let's see kung ano yung last ban dito ng Teletigers.
Oh, eto na guys. Oh, Gragas. Gragas na. Okay, syempre one of the best panggulo sa ating mga laban ngayon sa probably destroying this. Kanina, there was an early set of games. Merong Jana, merong Gragas. totally disruptive force, Revenga, na hindi kayo makapag-set ng maayos. Gulong-gulo yung set nyo. So probably you could take someone out. So Gragas being present on the next set of games, medyo mahirap magkaroon ng counter. Pero if magkakaroon silang isolated, mostly pick-offs na mostly ginagawa ng squads to have them, magkakaroon ng additional edge na para makakuha ng advance din. Kasi syempre, Gragas, wave clears, and as well as yung mga steals from the objectives will happen. And pero mostly the core purpose of Gragas is totally disrupt or have you disengage, especially kung nalakap ka sa wall, medyo mahirap ka na you will need additional time to get back up na rin.
Yes, so Gragas, very flexible pick. Pwede rin siya ilagay sa top, mid, jungle, or even support kung gusto nyo ilagay. So, reasonable ba naman dito para sa Teletigers? And that means, open pa rin yung mga early game picks katulad ni Galio. Kali is now open. So, even Kaisa. So, let's see kung anong gagawin ng teams at anong adjustments ang gagawin nitong MGS Gaia para makapag-equalize dito yung score against Teletigers.
Oh, yon. Sabi mo nga, di ba? Eto na ang unang pagkakataon to take their prio pick. Zenith on Master Yi. Galio. Galio. That will be the best bet now. And looking at this possibility, kinuha nila ang Kryptonite and they want to use it against Teletigers for this game. Kaiser, maintaining Wukong again. Maganda yung naging responses as well as steals na nangyari. Yung Cyclone, the dash in sa walls, probably the best skill in terms of stealing. Pero ngayon, Jana, Rebenga, Jana. So, total call-in for the weather forecast. Masisira yung galaw ni dito. So, probably, you need to take her out first. Pero Timo, for the second pick, what do you think, Rebenga?
I think na-troll lang to na MGS Gaia. And I think Olaf is much better. And interesting na kinuha tong Teletigers Jana this early. Wukong understandable kasi pwede siyang pang-combo sa Galio. Pero since wala na yung Wukong, so Dani Cutie going for that Olaf, for that Olaf Galio combo. And very interesting pick dito. Choosing that blind picking Renekton as well dito para sa team ng MGS Gaia.
Yun, bagong new champs natin to, Renekton allowed to be played na. Syempre, with the grace period, he is now ready to be taken in the refer. It's interesting to take Renekton in this game, and mostly this will be a top in the Baron lane. And going back, Lazuli taking in Ken as well as Garen. So they're trying to maintain this lineup na rin to control as well as disengage, disable, silence, and as well as CCs. From the side of Teletigers. Pero I'm really interested on how Renekton showed up here in the side of MGS Gaia because you'll never know din kasi may iba't ibang meta plays din to mga squad. So they might show some different way of executing another comeback. Pero Vox again maintaining Kaisa, Rebenga.
Yeah, so MGS Gaia clearly, nag-iba na sila ng team composition, going for a more team fight composition talaga. If you look at their comp, they have this Olaf going in as well as this Renekton, and then once na makapasok sila sa mga targets, pwede mag-ulti tong Olaf as well as a Lulu with that wild growth. Usually kasi yung combo ng Olaf is yung Lulu, which is nagpapakunat sa Olaf para tumagal siya. Since if you look at the composition of Teletigers, marami silang crowd control, marami silang disengage with the Wukong, meron silang Kennen, they have that Twisted Fate as well. Pero Olaf can negate all of that just by pressing his ultimate. So let's see kung anong magagawa ni Dana QT. Very, very important kung makapag-snowball tong Olaf. Kasi kapag nalugi tong Olaf, medyo mahihirapan siya. Pero at the same time, kapag nakalamang siya, medyo mahihirapan tong Teletigers na mapatay to. Since medyo kulang-kulang yung damage ng Teletigers, opting for that ADC kaya na once again.
Yun. Olaf. Nagbabalik kay Danny QT. Sinamahan pa ni Nightspart. The wild growth nako. As you've mentioned, kung di nila maagapan to, this will be full Ragnarok madness. Pero on the side of Lazuli, taking Twisted Fate in. So mostly, kailangan nila ng additional cover and as well as vision sa sides of different parts of the map. So maybe taking Lazuli as Twisted Fate. Destiny is the best bet in taking or disabling champions as well as si Vox at saka si Danny QT. So they need to prevent this, pero kung hindi pa rin, this would be the best secret weapon of MGS Gaia para makuha ng first point.
Yes, so let's start up na yung game natin. So we have Lazuli trying to answer that Galio. Since may hero's entrance tong Galio papunta sa mga side lanes, meron din Destiny para papag-progress mo. So both mids having global ultimates, and let's see kung anong magagawa nitong Renekton sa Galio, sa Garen. And will the Renekton pick pay off dito para sa MGS Gaia? Muted.
Going in for the first line of defense, medyo na-silence doon si Renekton in the engagement. Pero no, he would have an advantage to unleash his first skill. Syempre, walang mana, you have this edge to unleash fury and as well as damage, true damage to Garen. So, nagiging way of executing this possibility is to hold Garen in. Pero the silence with an additional stack damage, kailangan bantayan dun. Pero on the bottom lane, Rebenga, this time, si Twisted Fate pala is in the mid lane.
Yes, so Ken and Janna bottom lane. So mas nakapalag tong MGS Gaia as compared sa first game na hindi sila makapalag kasi with that Alistar pick. Pero we see the trading. Very good trade dito para sa MGS Gaia getting that Kennen to force to get that honey fruit. Pero here we will be having a clash dito sa bottom lane. Let's see kung papalagan ba ng MGS Gaia tong Scuttler. I think it will be too late. Medyo nahuli na ang Olaf. So even though na-secure niya yung top Scuttler, pero here we have a clash dito sa
ito
top.
na.
Muntik
Last
na.
hit. Muntik na
Yes.
si Zenith.
Isang na lang. Grabe
Isang
naman.
hit na lang sana. Nag-regen pa si Zenith. Sabi na magkakaroon ng face-off tong dalawang to yan now. Shotty takes in for the polymorph. Hindi mo na nag-engage doon. Fierce in for the follow-up. Pero the opportunity will flow through with Vox dahil he would have an advantage. Pero konting retreat mo as well as try to recon the possibility for another set. Pero wards have been placed in. And ang mangyayari dito, Garen and Renekton, no? Classic tong matchup sa top lane o sa Baron lane, Rebenga.
Yeah, so ang ginagawa ng mga teams ngayon, just farm para sa Dragon, much awaited Dragon fight natin, both teams. I don't think na masyadong may mangyayari early kasi both teams have ways to respond to each other. So even if may ma-ulti yung TF, Galio can just respond with the hero's entrance as well. And let's see kung anong gagawin ng mga teams natin. So Chaos getting his level 5, so meron siya ng ulti. I think may gusto siyang gawin dito sa bottom side. Kaso nga lang, nag-recall na tong si Janna and tamang dewards lang. So nothing much happening. Except the top na mainit tong dalawang players na to. Gusto nila patayin yung isa't isa.
Pakunat sa kunat at nakikita natin eh. Sunfire possibly, so Renekton might be forced to build up the Black Cleaver. He would need that additional damage as well as stacked passive din for his Dominus. So kailangan dito is probably hold, pero ang magiging problem dito if Garen probably skills up early, medyo may advantage rin eh. Garen has the advantage especially sa sweep. So right now on the bot lane, Vox trying to rain down some autos for Fierce, pero no engage as of now. Probably waiting for the first Drake. Tamang setup of wards, as Rebecca said. Pero ngayon, they're trying to engage in Chaos. Nakabantay, pero hindi mo na-connect. At ngayon, sinimula na ng Maelstrom. Kinoriente, silence in and stun with a knock-up. Vox goes in for the trouble. Pero hindi po na nakaabot doon with engage. Good response there in the side of MGS. Kaya muntik na yon, Rebenga.
Yes, pero ang nangyari is team MGS Gaia had to expend tatlong summoner spells. So wala nang spells tong si Vox. Meanwhile, dito naman sa team ng Teletigers, all of their spells are up. So even if nagamit ni Kennen yung ultimate niya, meron pa rin yung ultimate yung mga ibang members. So if you look at the setup dito ng MGS Teletigers, they have Twisted Fate, split pushing topside. Kasi anytime pwede siya rumesto doon sa Dragon fight. And MGS, they have no choice but to start the Dragon.
Ito na, sinisimula ni Danny Cutie, nilabas na ang tornado pero nakabantay na ang TGR to take this. Sinimula na po nila nakaabang. Oh, Shotty, mag-ingat sa Shuriken as well as the lightning. Engage will happen, hindi makukuha Smite challenge, Smite party. Kinuha na, Garen sinimula ng laban pero ngayon on the backline si Fizz inunleash na po ang kanyang Monsoon.
Grabe yung Monsoon.
Ito connects kay Vox. Grabe on point ang mga skills and the Ikathan Rain. Lazuli takes in, I'm hungry pero hindi po. 3-man are up against 1, taking that score. That is Teletigers taking that kill.
So even, ang maganda dito sa MGS Gaia, they were able to secure that Infernal Dragon. Kaso nga lang, if you look at the initial burst dito ng MGS Gaia, napakasakit ng burst nila. Kaso nga lang, a lot of targets are very low. With that help of the Monsoon, napaka-crucial ng Monsoon nitong si Furious para sa Teletigers. And then with Twisted Fate, going since nabasag niya yung top lane, nag-ulti na papunta sa Dragon and getting those key kills. So Vox, good effort dito para by Vox trying to get those trying to get some kills para hindi sila malugi.
Yon, si Vox. Actually, he's the total damage dealer in the side of MGS guy, which is good. Nagkulang lang siya ng response and totally he needed some additional shield din to go in for the front line. So medyo na-trap lang siya sa likod, pero naging trade din doon. Destiny was on point with Lazuli trying to take them in. Some trades. Kinukuha niyo yung Drake, sige, kunin ko yung sa taas. Pero ngayon nakabantay kami and taking this Rift Herald as having this set it up si Fierce, no? I've missed mali pag-sabi na kay Fierce.
Okay.
Solo. Okay, another kill. Goes through, pero si Lazuli just going in for the waves on the Rift Herald. Trying to take in some action, pero ngayon just trying to secure the scuttlers. Gaining control and vision. Versus Danny just going to Sam si Shotty, nakabantay lang din. So Vox would probably start this initiation soon. Pero naghihintayin sila on who's gonna take. Kasi once low na kayong lahat, pwede sila makawipe doon. So nakagaabang na sa Rebenga.
Yes, so ay Teletigers nakapag-snowball na naman with that crucial Dragon team fight. So even if na nakuha ng MGS Gaia ang Dragon, yung map naman sobrang in favor dito sa UST Teletigers. Walang, hindi nila mahuli tong Twisted Fate na to. If you look at the gold gap, Twisted Fate actually almost 3,000, 4,000 ahead of his counterpart. So Galio, yung pera ng Galio, 4.2k. Yung Twisted Fate, 8,000 na yung goal niya. So even if na hindi siya sumasama sa team fights, napakalaki ng kanyang ambag dito sa laro. Getting all of those towers, side towers. Tapos napatay pa niya itong Renekton kasi ang laki na nalamang niya sa gold.
Oh, and nakita mo naman, probably he would go for the Nashors or since nag-mid siya, probably unleashing the AP damage. Pero ang naging lamang lang dito is kaya talagang makiikot using the Destiny. Ang naging problem lang is, he has the advantage for stun, control, kuha ng mana, and the spell vamp na pwede nang gamitin as Lazuli unleashing these passives. And pwede siya go in for a full sweep, pero responses for the reset of his ultimate pwede mangyari. For Zenith on the silence, Kaisers exchanging some minion waves as well as control. Stun! Dito si Galio, pero hindi mo na grabe yung the damage coming in from Lazuli is totally on point in maintaining that AP damage. So on this set, at this point of time, Rebenga, we might be seeing some clashes, pero who would be the tower dive might happen in the bottom lane. Pero si Chaos trying to zone out Zenith. Wag ka muna dito, start take this. Ibibigay na nila to on this side as Teletigers has this confidence of taking this tier 2 turret down in the bottom lane.
Yes, so Teletigers doing a very clean rotation dito. Yung TF nila nasa taas lang, pinoprotekta ng Janna, pero you have Danik Cutie trying to get the Janna down. Flashing in by shifters. Kaso nga lang, may flash out din tong Janna, but TF will be kiting this Olaf. Piso na lang yung buhay niya, hindi mapatay ng Ignite kasi meron ng shield ng Janna. Pero ayun na, Lazuli will be going down. Pero nandito na yung backup with Shotty and Kaiser at the back. Chaos as well, getting that ultimate. Galio having that two and Heroes entrance palabas, and that will be a disengage. At least napatay nito napatay ng MGS Gaia ang Twisted Fate.
Oh, yun si Lazuli, no? Medyo nag-overextend lang siya. Pwede na siya na makaback out during the wave clears, pero nakita ng opportunity si MGS Gaia to take one isolated member out of Teletigers, and that gave an advantage to take more. Pero no, they're also being cautious din. If they overextend, meron papuntang party coming in from Teletigers. As MGS guys, as the way of responding this, hindi muna tama para mag-engage. So proper timing lang. So as they wait, who's gonna take the possibly the buffs, the Drake? Actually, naghihintayan lang sila eh. Whoever who's low on health, doon sila papasok. And the perfect opportunity there is probably to withstand or wait. Pwede magkaroon ng bait din eh. Kung gusto magawitin yun para magamit ni Galio ang kanyang ultimate, or shifters might be using his ultimate in the side of or by using it during the Jake take. So they can have this total diversion na pwede magulo yung composition ng Teletigers.
Yeah, so Dragon is now up. I think it will be taken easily by UST Teletigers. So ang ginagawa nila, yung ilalagay lagi nila si Lazuli dito sa top side, and then yung apat nila pupunta dito sa Dragon. Kasi anytime pwede naman rumespot tong si Lazuli. Si Zenith, wala siyang TP. So if ever na magkaroon ng team fight dito sa Dragon, makapag-respo agad. So Destiny being used, trying to spot of the members of MGS Gaia. So MGS Gaia, nakita nila, oh no, nasa Dragon na sila, wala tayong priority. So I think they're gonna give the Dragon away.
Wala mo na contest. Danny QT nakabantay pero hindi nag-engage. Ragnarok was ready for the opportunity pero ngayon we have the Dragon Chase. Or after Dragon Chase, Kaiser ready, buffed up pero ngayon hindi mo na papasok. But Chaos, no, he has the Guardian Angel, the priority item na possibly he would be the first line of initiating this fight. Pero he might eat the second life because probably he will be taken down by Voxen as well as Danny QT or Zenith probably kung mag-engage with the Cyclone. Pero nakikita sa baba, they have unleashed the Rift Herald to break down some defenses pero ngayon Rebenga, no, they're trying to focus the destruction of the last tier 2 turrets in the middle lane.
Yes, so I think nilabas nila yung Herald dito sa baba. Meanwhile, they're trying to get that mid lane turret. Pero Chaos very low dito, half HP. Nakapag-clone out. And si Lazuli, tamang trabaho lang dito sa top side. Getting that tier 2 top tower. Nandito ng MGS Gaia para gubang. Kaso nga lang, it's too late. And nababaliw na tong MGS Gaia kasi pumunta sila sa top. Sige, pumunta sa top, wala kayong nakuha. Yung mid naman. So, I think yung Teletigers will be getting the speed. So, very clean macro game dito para sa Teletigers.
Diversion play, you know? Sino kukuha nito? Sino magko-cover nito? Pero kung mag-clash tayo dito, may Destiny nakaabang sa'yo. And it has been activated. Oh, Lazuli ready for the stun card. Saan papunta to? Silence ng isa. Polymorph, hindi mo na nag-take effect. Kaiser takes in for the hit. Silence, pero not going for the spin. Oh, 3-man knockup. Possibly takedown. Monsoon calls in. Wala mo na magandang set. Knockup follows through. And Kaiser, kaya namin i-maintain to, pero hindi po. MGS Gaia has full potential right now. Going in full power and burst. Last hit for Kaiser goes in. Voxy saying, that is my reign of power. MGS Gaia, tamang timing lang.
Yes, very good clash dito. Pero si Chaos, wala siya sa clash. So kung nakikita nyo, binabasag na niya ang top inhibitor dito. Will he be able to get that inhibitor? Yes, it goes down. Pero yung GA niya, I think will be expended and I think it will be worth para sa kanya.
Oh, with the Hex Tech on point for that
Uy, nabuhay
escape.
pa nga. Never mind. May Hex
Tama.
pala to.
Yun.
Great escape. Pero if you look at the team fight, guys, if you check, kahit natatangkin nitong si Garen yung frontline, nakapasok tong sa backline tong Gaia with that hero's entrance, I think hitting all of the members dito ng Tiger. And grabe yung damage ng Renekton kapag hindi siya pinapansin. Meanwhile, si Vox with that tamang micro lang dito sa Garen, getting those kills, very important din para makabawi itong MGS para hindi agad para makabawi sila sa mga next team fights.
Na-mention mo, no, hindi pinapansin si Renekton sa backlines. He can just totally dash in, dash out. Pwede ka niyang ma-stun sa gilid sa likod. And activated pa yung Dominus. So, area of effect and using that advantage. Kita mo naman, Renekton, inuna yung Thornmail and Blade of the Ruined King. Possibly, he needs that extra hits para makakuha din ng Rage din. And this would be a great advantage, especially if he's trapped in the middle of a team fight, probably trying to disable a core member sa side ng UST Teletigers, probably Razuli or even Kaiser because kailangan mo na listen yung they need to take one person out pero now they continue the action here as nilabas na ng tornado, 2-man knockup follows through, si Zenith sa likod nakabantay pero hindi po nakaabot doon pero while they're trying to have it in the control state, Shotty unleashes the Maelstrom, now stuck in together pero that is one that advance coming from Teletigers, hearing them roar, silence and si Lulu not gonna be in for that damage and exchange, back muna sa base.
Yes, so si Dana Cutie pumasok mag-isa, tinry niya yung 1v5 kaso nga lang hindi nakapag-backup tong teammates niya and I think that will be a very clean ace dito, clean win dito para sa Teletigers. Knock on the next, si Lulu na lang ang buhay and that will be Teletigers taking game 2 against MGS Gaia.
Aggressive play from University of Santo Tomas Teletigers. With the standing of 2-0, what a good game well played, especially then kay MGS Gaia din, no? Taking this group stage in a higher level. Hindi pa rin po tapos dahil you have the winner this time, 2-0, and the standing on this post-match statistics for Benga. Saan sila nakulang?
Yeah, so MGS Gaia, I think medyo nahirapan ulit sila sa team fight with that early dragon talaga. They're having a hard time trying to get those early wins na nagagawa ng Teletigers. So, MGS Vox is trying to do his best kaso nga lang hindi in sync. Para sa akin, hindi sila in sync when trying to get those targets. Teletigers na micro nila na maayos tong MGS Gaia. And take note, grabe yung pera ni Lazuli dito on this Twisted Fate. Showing a very, very good performance with that split push and that macro. Napaka-clean ng macro ng Teletigers and it shows dito sa game na to.
5-14, what a great game from MGS, Gaia, and Teletigers. Meron na ng dominance moves in the side of UST, pero they were on point actually for counterplays, pero they need to have that extra time, control as well, and in unleashing their composition points ng kanilang champions. But it's still one heck of a game for our matches dito sa ROG UAC, guys. And this is brought to you by our partners and sponsors, and the UAC wouldn't be a thing without their support. So big shout outs to our official telco partner Globe Telecom, ASUS ROG Phone 5, Logitech G, Riot Games, and Twitch Student, our platform partner. Don't go away dahil tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang bakbakan dito sa ating week 3 day 5, because some of the best squads or best plays might happen this time, and be prepared for some hyped up action for the set of matches ngayong gabi. Stay tuned.
Why don't you watch me do my thing? Reinvent and show the world, yeah. Just to be more, just to be better, just to evolve, just to evolve, just to be more, just to be better, just to evolve, just to evolve. Every time the world spins round, reinvent 360. Thinking you gon' mess up your thing, yeah. Show the whole world, reinvent. Nobody to know stand is strong. Why don't you watch me do my thing?
Take it to the next level with Globe's fiber, LTE Advanced, and 5G mobile connection. Now you have the power to reinvent your world. Globe.